Salute, salute, salute. Bow. What's happening, man? This is Nocturnal. Real quick video that I'm gonna get out of the way. Just watched blood, sweat, and tears. Devin the Dream Handy versus a high-tech Vasil Lomachenko, The Matrix. Blood, sweat, and tears, grinding the motherfucking gears, day in and day out, all over the whole motherfucking year. So, my thoughts, my reactions, my things that I like, things that I dislike. Right off the bat, let me get the things that I didn't like out the way first, to my best ability. Try to get that out the way so I can talk about the shit that I liked. I didn't like the church scene with Lomachenko. To me, that was a little too dramatic. I didn't like it. I thought it was too slow and it looked like, you know, it didn't look realistic to me. It just looked too staged. I did not like the edit of Devin Haney doing charity. I didn't like that. I thought it looked disingenuous. I didn't like the way they edited him in you know, class was in session. I think the instructor name was Dr. Miller. But I just didn't like how they talked about, you know, if you can't participate in the Ramadan, if I'm saying that name correctly, I'm not a Muslim, no disrespect, but if you can't participate in that, then, you know, alternative, you know, give to others that the food that you like to eat, and, you know, help other people eat. And it was like directly edited towards, you know, Devin Haney. It was like, well, me and my team discussed it. We're gonna go do this work and pass out, you know, chicken to people that's, you know, down on their luck. I just didn't like it. It looked fugazi. To me, it looked fugazi. Even though, you know, I'm not gonna knock it, I just didn't like the way it looked. So, as far as the training, I didn't like Devin Haney. When he was sparring, it looked like he was still slapping with the hook. Didn't like that. Didn't look sharp, but that's cool. As far as with Lomachenko, the training, and shouts out to Not Only Boxing. Go subscribe to Not Only Boxing. Said Lomachenko was struggling doing some squats with 135 pounds. I didn't catch that at first, man. But I don't know how many reps was it? Maybe he was doing a lot of reps. But it did look like he was having some issues with that 135 pound squat. Didn't like that, man. It's cause for concern. So now that I got those little things out, and one more thing I might honestly say I did not like. I did not like how Devin was going on his talk about him fighting for legacy and not clout and not fighting for money. But then you open up the introduction of the video, you lacing up your boxing boots, and your boxing shoes is covered in glitter and rhinestones and diamonds, but you just fighting for legacy. I didn't like that. It just looked disingenuous. It looked a little fugazi. It didn't look realistic, and trying too hard to make this whole legacy fight. Cool. Those are things I didn't like. They out the way. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that you can compare Devin Haney struggle to the struggle right now in Lomachenko. It pales in comparison. When you talk about the war of Russia invading on the Ukraine, and somebody that's boxing and they kind of go on a hiatus to go serve their countrymen however they choose to serve. You just can't compare that to nothing else right now that an American fighter is doing. You know what I'm saying? America is fucked up and there's some shit we got to deal with, but we ain't dealing with that. Like, I'm driving home right now, and all the buildings I see, you know, they not blown the fuck up. And I got people that I love that work in some of these buildings right here. And if they was blown the fuck up, I wouldn't be making no damn YouTube video right now. I'm gonna tell you that shit right now. So you gotta thank God for the peace when it ain't no real war. Maybe some little violence, maybe some little, you know what I'm saying, crime, maybe some shootings and some stabbings and some, you know, regular schmegular shit compared to waking up in a whole fucking building being rubble, reduced to rubble. You wake up one day and the building is reduced to rubble. That's some different shit that, you know what I'm saying, you can go somewhere else and see it and be like, yeah, it is what it is, it's war. But for that shit to be happening right here, right where you at, nah, you can't compare to that. So, all right, let's move on. The blood, the sweat, and the tears, the training. Devin Haney training looks phenomenal, man. He always looks good when he's training. I can't understand why he don't have the power that he should have. I'm thinking maybe he's just too damn big, and when he loses that weight, he just loses too much power. I don't think he's just like a power puncher either way it goes. But I gotta say, when he's training, man, he looked powerful as hell. He looked like he generated a lot of power into the mitts and into the heavy bag. And he looked big, and he looked strong when he training. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of baffles me just a little bit, because I'm like, man, this dude, he looked more dangerous than what he's shown in the ring. And he looked dangerous against Kambosos, but he didn't. He should have at least dropped Kambosos. He should have really beat and dropped Yuriorkis Gamboa a couple of times. And I don't understand how he fight these dudes and they ain't getting knocked out. He just, to me, fight Linares, and you got to ask Linares after the fight, man, how was my power? He got a good enough power and a good enough pop to keep these guys honest. But at the end of the day, man, you got to have that kind of power where you really, really, really hurting these dudes and putting them down. Especially, I feel like when you're fighting a guy like Lomachenko. Lomachenko showed he got power, punches, and he got power. He got dropped by Linares, and he got up, and then he dropped Linares, and Linares did not get back up. He dropped Masayoshi Nakatani, and he had Richard Comey hurt to where his legs was gone. That's food for thought, because he had Richard Comey's legs gone. He was telling his corner, man, stop this fight, man. I don't want to hurt this dude like this. His legs is gone. Then he knocked him out. But I've seen Devin Haney on the verge of his legs being gone. You know what I'm saying? But he really, really was focusing on training his core. You know what I'm saying? Or his legs, his foundation, should I say. He was doing what I seen was all foundation work, making those legs be like tree trunks, which is dope. But still, if that chin ain't what it's supposed to be, we'll see it. I'm pulling for Devin Haney to win this fight for, you know, a couple of reasons. But I'm predicting a tight fight. I'm predicting a close fight. And I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying, this is I don't want to say it's a 50-50 fight, because Devin Haney got so many advantages. He got, you know what I'm saying, to me, he got the advantage of being on top with all the belts. He got the advantage of being young. He got the advantage of being bigger. He got all the advantages. The only advantage that he don't have is the experience, and the experience is double-bladed sword. Like, also with the experience comes the battle scars. You know, we done seen Lomachenko get beat by Salido. We done seen Lomachenko get beat by Teofimo Lopez. We done seen Lomachenko have the Jermaine Ortiz battle, and he did not come out unscathed. He was, you know what I'm saying, he had some lumps and bumps and bruises. So we've seen Lomachenko kind of what they say, diminished slightly. And then you got to think, even at his peak, he might not even been able to beat a Devin Haney. I think that he would have been able to beat Devin Haney a couple of years ago, but that's not just a foregone conclusion. That's debatable, argumentable. I mean, we gonna find out now. But it's not a 50-50 fight, but it is a fight that is like both dudes have a shot at winning equally, as close to equally as possible. Like I said, I give a lot of leverage and a lot of advantages to Devin Haney, but I feel like Devin Haney hasn't fought the competition that Teofimo Lopez. Devin Haney hasn't fought the competition that Lomachenko, and I haven't been impressed as much by Devin Haney that I have been by Lomachenko. So when I look at the style of Lomachenko, when I look at his footwork, when I look at his punch selection, when I look at his power, when I look at his grit, his heart, his determination, even when I look at the conditioning of him going the 12 rounds with Jermaine Ortiz, who is a big, strong, young dude himself, I just say there is some cause for concern for the young Devin Haney, who still, to me, is still not, perfected. I still think that there's, he still got to go through, he still got to pass a few battle tests. And this is a perfect fight. That's what I'm saying. After he comes out of this fight, the way he looks against this fight would show me a lot more of what I think he would look against a Gervonta Tank Davis, or maybe even Shakur Stevenson. But first things first, I just don't think Devin Haney can afford to overlook Lomachenko. But anyways, the blood, sweat, and tears. I was impressed. I enjoyed it, and I could rewatch it. There's always little things that you miss or things that you forget. And I probably can go back through it and watch it again, just so that I can really kind of see the mentality and where they're coming from and where I think they really are, because a lot of this stuff be kind of smoke and mirrors a little bit, and you got to be able to see through the smoke and see through the mirrors and see the reality of it, where these guys really are. And like I said, I still feel like Devin Haney is in a better position, physically, mentally, just all the way around. I just think Devin Haney just right now has all the advantage points, and but he got some things to lose too. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody can't go and stay undefeated. So I just want to see Devin Haney, overcome the adversity and really, really show that heart that he showed heart against Kambosos, but I just never could really look at Kambosos as elite danger. He's danger if you overlook him, but if you don't overlook him, he's not dangerous. Kambosos is a good fighter, but he's not a great fighter. He's not an elite fighter. So his only element to win is an element of surprise. Once he don't have the element of surprise, he should be able to be beat the way Devin Haney beat him. And he beat him twice. And he beat him in his backyard in hostile territory, which shows maturity, which shows heart, which shows grit, and shows that he's dedicated to the process, and he put in the work, and he grinds, and he's really trying to be a true champion. And he's done that, you know what I'm saying? And he's undisputed, and he's young. And so that's the only thing, being a young, undisputed champion, I still feel like you got to face that adversity, and the adversity to me is in a perfect package with Lomachenko, a former champion who was almost undisputed. Y'all got the backstory. Y'all got the rivalry. I don't believe Devin Haney when he's like, oh man, he made me wait for 4 years. I don't like him. I really want to beat him. A lot of things Devin Haney was saying, I just find it hard to believe. Like, it's just, Devin Haney is not, he's a kid. That's why, he's kind of a kid. And I feel like a lot of the stuff, it just kind of takes a while for his type of personality to grow on me, as far as, I think he's a true fighter and a great boxer, but I don't believe he really is a killer like that, like natural born killer. He's not that. He's a good fighter. I just don't think he's the type of natural born killer that I feel like he sometimes tries to portray himself to be. I still feel like Devin Haney has not totally found his identity, or it's not fully developed. And as a grown man that I am, I still see the little immaturities in there, and those things kind of glare out to me. And I try to overlook them and just be like, you know what? Because shit, man, at one point in time I was 24. If I was the 43 that I am now and go look at my 24-year-old self, I'd be laughing my ass off at some of the shit I said and some of the things that I did, and just my mannerisms and my thought process and all that shit when you think you've grown but you're really not grown. And so I cut him a whole lot of slack when it comes to that. But I do see it, and I do say a guy like Lomachenko, who's a little older, a little more mature, who ain't just talking the talk but then walk the walk, he can come in there and he can beat that young. I just don't never sleep on no old school cat against no young cat. I know young people got all the advantages, but as an old school cat, I know that I can't do some of the things that I did when I was 20, but I know that I could beat myself at 20 when I could take advantages of the shit that I don't know through the experience. So we'll see what happens, man. Let the best man win. That's my video. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Salute, and subscribe.